is Felton Thompson II, aka Felt 5, that's my artist name, and I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. I make hip hop, I make R&B, soul. That's my primary genre, but I dip and dab in different genres, whatever genre, that can fit and will sound good, you know what I mean, and that we can make a good product out of. Oh man, when I was little, I used to hear these songs. I used to hear songs on the radio, and I discovered that I could emulate some of the runs that I didn't even know they were called runs at the time. But I noticed I could emulate some of the runs that were on some of the music. Luther Vandross, Boys to Men, New Edition. I used to hear those songs, and I was like, hey, I can kind of sing that, some Babyface, stuff like that. And that kind of showed me that I might be able to do this in some type of way. At least I could sing something. And so I got into a talent show at age like 13, and I won it. And I was surprised myself. I didn't tell my mom or nothing, but I just that's kind of what drew me in, knowing that I could emulate runs, and then also the feeling that I got when I first heard stuff like Bonita Applebum from Tribe Called Quest, and I make sure everything remains raw from Busta Rhymes, but like those are just a couple of examples. Like when I first heard hip hop music, the feeling that it gave me is just like something hit me in my chest, like, oh wow, this is real. So that's what drew me in. This used to be like a booming little place down here. Like this building that we're about to go to is called the Crest Building. It used to be a grocery store. It was like a 2-level grocery store. My mom used to bring me down here, and I used to always try to go to the little arcade to play Galaga or something. That'll show you how old I am. Play Galaga, Space Invaders, Mario Brothers. Not Super Mario Brothers, just Mario Brothers. It's the difference. You know what I mean? But I always thought this place was cool. As far as musicians, of course, we all draw. Everybody in my age range, draws inspiration from like Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Luther Vandross, even the lady singers Anita Baker, Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, of course. Just so many inspirations. As far as history goes, I was brought up on the teachings of Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Huey Newton, James Baldwin, so these are people that I look to as figureheads and inspirations for my life. Well, I always want to say something that will inspire, or not even on a historical tip, but I want to say something to hit you in your real life, hit you in your heart, something that you can relate to and say, hey man, I'm going through that. He spoke on that and I'm going through it. So I just want to relate to people on a human level. So that's kind of what my goal is with my music. Well, yes, I was given the opportunity to work with Alabama Forward in the leg of Alabama Forward called Shake the Field, and we made a special project called The Caregiver Road Trip, 2 volumes. And we talk a lot about, social justice on that, everything dealing with the Alabama prison system to being able to relax from doing so much social work, on to, what is life beyond the flags, and all of that. So we're talking about a lot of different topics on the Caregiver Road Trip project. So that's one way that I've been able to, showcase my music as well as try to impact social change. And we're trying to get people to understand the importance of being civically engaged also through that music. Yeah, that's great, man. So we got different representation. We got for the Republicans, Democrats. I just call myself progressive, man. It's about progress. It's about making the world, actually more for us, the city, a better place, for people of our hue, of our skin tone, not just ours, but other POCs as well, Like we want progress, and we want to change the view of what people think the South is. Of course, I did the album primarily with Evan Milligan, and I've known him for about almost 20 years at this point, and we've always wanted to kind of work together musically, but for whatever reason, it hasn't happened until now. But man, Evan is such a dope writer, so it was on me. He'll paint a picture with words, and I'll create a canvas for those words. If I'm talking about technicals here, I use a program called Ableton. You know what I mean? So I go through a lot of different vibes and just try to pick things out, what will sound good sonically for the writing, and we match those energies. And when we match those energies, then we create something special. God put his hand on it, and the rest is what you got. Caregiver Road Trip, Volume 1 and 2. Check it out. Be prepared to fail. Don't be afraid of failure. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, take that failure and use it, put it as a notch in your belt, and you move forward using everything that you did wrong from that failure to propel yourself to the next step. You know what I'm saying? Don't let failure stop you. Do not be afraid of failure, because it's going to happen at some level or another. Or sometimes it's gonna feel like it happens at all levels. And you might need to take a break and step back for a minute, but come back. You know what I mean? If you are really about this life, if you are really a creative, you won't let anything stop you. You will always be a person who creates. You'll always be a person who's moving forward, and you won't let nothing hold you back. I'm on Instagram at FELTFIVE, you know what I'm saying? Same thing on Twitter. Facebook, you can follow me FL5 Musics, or on my other page, T Musics, TEE Musics, you know what I mean? So, I'm on Snapchat, FELTFIVE, TikTok, just type in FELTFIVE, you're gonna find me. I'm everywhere on the social medias.